And you were talking about.
So yeah, so like if you're like the print on demand brand.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So yeah, or whenever we're live, I definitely have some really good gold for that.
Okay. Yeah. It should be. Okay. Yeah. 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 We're back live. I'm just gonna have them.
Cool.
We can just talk for. I'm having them jump over from the old stream to the new stream.
Okay.
Just because this is kind of a separate one, so we can kind of just bullshit for 30 seconds to a minute to get them to come over
Okay.
and then tell about the print on demand.
Yeah. I'm
Who
actually
you recommend? Because
going to the
I'm
bathroom real quick. Actually, yeah, I'll be like
Oh
back in
yeah,
like five
perfect, perfect.
seconds.
Yeah, yeah, perfect, perfect. All right, fellas, we'll be back. Sorry, I had to start a new stream. I'm not sure Brandon's camera went out. I'm not sure. It could have been the software too. I'm not sure what it was, but Brandon is running to the bathroom real quick, but he's going to come back and said he's got some really good tips on print on demand, which actually I am interested in as well because I'm going to launch a store for never settle. Nothing too, not going crazy with it, but to sell shirts and hats and hoodies. So, some information I want to listen as well. And he should be back. Okay. Oh yeah, I think people are jumping back on the old. Or I'm sorry, the new stream.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to fill us in on some print on demand tips.
Yeah. So like seriously the best thing, and then again like coming back to the millionth time, the creativity part is you want to take your niche and go to Instagram, type in whatever it is. So again, we're going back to like just for an example, the dog store. Type in dog art hashtag for under hashtags, anything like that. Funny dog art, anything like that. And find an artist that you like, that you think is really creative and cool and does good stuff, and reach out to them and say, hey, I really love everything. I really love everything you're doing. I absolutely love your art, all this and that, and say, I'm starting this store, and I'd love to feature your designs on my clothing. And then normally what I do before like committing to any big payments or anything, I just say, um, we want to run like a week long or 5 day test trial. So what I'll do is I will give you exposure in our post. So I'll say like, in the post we'll say art at the very end of it. Artist is so and so, and tag them in the post, in like the post that I'm running ads to. So basically the leverage you have there is you say, for this test period, we'll be running like, $100 in paid traffic to this post that you're tagged in as the artist. So it's free exposure for you, just to see if if it's a design I want to go with. And then from there, you can just work out monthly contracts. So if it's selling really well and you want to keep running it, offer $100 for the first month, and then renegotiate after the second month, third month. But this way, you don't have the same just quotes that everybody puts on shirts, and you have something really, really, unique about you. Um, and that's a really good way. And again, if you look at the ones who are huge and doing the multi-million-dollar months, they don't, for the most part, they don't have the basic quotes on shirts and stuff like that. It's really next level and unique, and makes them stand out because again, it's creative.
Yeah. So that AF Nation is like user art. You said.
Yep, it's yep. The art, if I'm correct, the artist now is the owner of it, and I think they just like hire out the guy who was running it before for ads.
Oh wow, the initials TB.
Yeah,
Huh, that's interesting. That's
yeah,
I didn't know that was the case. Okay. Wow,
yeah.
that's I didn't know it was user art, and I know you said it's kind of a gray area.
Exactly, and yeah, and then like if it's other stuff, you don't need the gray area. Those just come to mind just because I know that
Yeah.
is like an artist, and I'm telling you guys, if you do something like that, you will see how much faster it'll grow, and how much how much more you'll be able to stand out in comparison to everybody else. And it puts a really cool kind of message to you, like we support like local artists, or it's just it's a more friendly vibe, I guess you could say, to your brand. And then at the same time, test some of those really simple quote shirts and stuff like that. But again, it also goes back to, you want to get your shirts on influencers, and then that is the best content that you could run on your Facebook ads. And an influencer doesn't have to be someone with 100,000, 500,000, a million likes. As long as they're your ideal target audience, they take fantastic pictures or videos, that's your go-to person. So we generally look, so a good idea to do for this, and what we do to find our influencers, is find a page that represents your brand, and then go to the tag button on Instagram and to see people who have tagged them, and check out those people. Who tagged them, because they're usually have 1,000 or something like that likes or followers or more, and take good pictures and are really into it if they're tagging that brand, and then just reach out to them and say and for our influencers, that's what we do. We reach out to them and we say, hey, we love your page. Almost the same thing as what you do when you're trying to get their art. Hey, we love your page. First of all, I usually say something at the end of it, or in the beginning of it, my girlfriend's obsessed with your page, if it's a girl's page or something, something like that. But reach out to them and just say, hey, we'd love if you would wear our whatever. We'll tag you in our post to give you credit. We'll send you a free shirt. We'd love for you to rep our brand. You're our ideal target audience, something like that, and build a relationship with them from there, because then who knows how much their page will grow, and who knows what other content they can do for you and stuff like that. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That's definitely the best way. Again, the user generated content is so powerful, and especially for print on demand. No one's really doing it, and it's crazy. I don't get it. Okay, so for print on demand, he'd have to order a few himself, correct? 5, 10, 15 T-shirts, and then ship them out. Exactly. Yeah. So, that's what I would do. Okay, he's also the Sean guy. He's also the artist, and I told him before. I talked to him a couple days ago on the phone, and I told him that. Again, back to the unique selling proposition, somehow tie that in to the story. Exactly. That's different than all the other T-shirt marketers out there, because they're hiring maybe a third world country artist or even one down the street, but you're selling your art on your shirt. I think he'd probably leverage that to be 100% into the story. Okay. Make sure you have an our story section on your website, and really, really put that out there that, blah 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 is a passion of yours, and make it authentic, because people see right through non-authentic whys. You want a good why, and people see right through. For example, a company that I see right through, and I really think I really don't like this company so much, and it's not just because they were going to be our competitors, but because they have a very poor why, is diffeyewear.com. They're some San Diego people who, or LA people who have put stupid amounts of money into building this brand and having high-end A-list celebrities rep their brand, like the Kardashians and stuff. Oh, wow. And they didn't start it with a why. They didn't have a why until I don't know at what point they decided to add a charitable aspect to it, but it is so see-through and non-authentic, and it's to me, it's so corny. I feel like they should be 10 times bigger now. If they had a more authentic why, I think they would be 10 times bigger. But looking then on the other end of the spectrum at somebody who has a very, very solid why, is go to puravitabracelets.com and read their about me, their about us. That story is so well written, is so authentic. And I think, Sean, if you can tie in something that's well written like that, hire a copywriter. Again, it won't cost you much to have a very short story written up, creative, unique, powerful why story. I think that'll do wonders for your brand. And if you're comfortable with it, make yourself the face of it.
Okay, yeah, I had mentioned that about kind of going. He's just getting it started. He hasn't launched it yet. There's another one.
Okay.
I'll call him out again on that. He's planning on launching it on this coming Saturday. And I was trying to tell him. I told him earlier yesterday, I think it was, that the store will never be perfect. It's always a work in progress, and to kind of basically imperfect action, basically, get it out there, get some designs, whether you're running ads or manually reaching out on Twitter, Instagram, promoting it. It's just kind of always a work in progress, and you'd probably say that your stores aren't perfect. And never will be.
Exactly.
Millions of dollars.
The whole thing is you're always working on it and tweaking it and making it better. And like for example, like you see a lot of companies start off with a free theme and then they go to a paid theme and then they go to a custom theme. There's stages for every part of it. But yeah, that's interesting, Sean. That's real. I'd be interested to see what you're doing, just because that's I love stuff like that. I love when people can get behind their own stuff.
Yeah, awesome. I'll have or I'll shoot you his information, or you see his comments.
Yeah. Just tell him to shoot me a message.
Yeah, Sean. I think he just hopped on too, but yeah, hop on. Reach out to Brandon, Sean. Okay, yeah, good to know about the designs. That's some really, really good stuff, actually, for people in the print on demand or getting into print on demand. Those influencers and reaching out to those Z-list celebrities, not the Denzel Washingtons and the big main stars, but get those people that still have a following, and maybe it might only be 10,000, but it might be 10,000 damn loyal fans, as opposed to someone with the 3 million that might not be super, super loyal. You might have more success with 10,000.
And if it's free and they're posting it for you, I mean, it's free publicity for what does a shirt cost you? $5, and it's content that you can now use on your page for advertising.
Okay, yeah, that's I didn't even think of it like that. Content.
Yeah, like don't do mock-ups. Don't run ads to a picture of your mock-up.
Okay. So it sounds like there's a little more upfront work involved, but again, you're kind of going against the grain because most marketers are probably just using the mock-ups.
Exactly.
That are obviously very fake,
Yep. And you don't see the style, you don't see the lifestyle with it, you don't see the message behind it when it's just a white background with a shirt,
Yep, makes sense. I'm trying to think what else we covered last week. I can't really remember. The email was the big one that I wanted to bring up. I don't know. Does anyone else have any? A few people are on right now. Anyone else have any other questions for Brandon? Anything you can think of? The common mistakes you see made. Some of these guys are just getting started. Some of them have been in it for a while. Maybe looking to go to the next level. Like I said. So you kind of have to rewind your clock from the multi-million dollars, jet setting, driving across the country, doing whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
Take it back a year ago, maybe.
Yeah. I would, I think I said this, before, and it's just that don't focus on the ads side of things. You need to know the basics, absolutely. But the biggest thing is the product itself. And then go from there. The product, the creative, then the ad. Okay. So that's a lot of people get wrapped up in manual bidding. We don't do any manual bidding. Okay. Like, believe it or not, Thomas Barkey likes to teach this thing called like micro something, and it's such crap, honestly, because it's just confuses people and it's not needed. Okay. Just don't get wrapped up in all the hype of ads, because the basics in ads still work extremely well if you have the right product and then the right targeting, the right creative.
Awesome. Yeah, that's Again, it comes down to marketing principles. I know people get caught up with the sexy and the flashy and the hacks and the new ninja tricks. And
Exactly. And I'm
again,
telling you guys, you don't need, it's great when you're scaling and you're scaling big, and then you need to cut costs in other places, and you need to be a little bit more savvy with where you're spending your money. But yeah, I mean, you can scale to 5, 10K, 20, 30K a day on auto and have no problem. I mean, you can scale beyond that with just auto and just knowing the basics, really.
okay. No, that's awesome. I know one thing we didn't touch on, and it's something we agree on this. Multiple stores.
Mm-hmm.
We touched on it, like I said last week, but I'm pretending that didn't happen. So you have multiple stores, and you're going to be the sports one, and then a new one at the end of the year. And I see a lot of people trying to run 3 or 4 stores at a time.
Right.
And they're the ones that are struggling typically.
And it only works for us. And again, like we only have 2 that we really focus on right now. And then this third one we're starting in August. But the thing is, we have like a huge team who's been with us for most of them for about a year, and know exactly like how we operate and are trained very well in all aspects of everything. So in addition to that, we just have a really solid like distribution team, and with our warehouse in Florida and everything. And it's just everybody is really well connected and everything. And we, like I said last time, we operate off of Slack, the Slack app, to keep everything really organized and the team communicating. We've got really good incentives for the teams, and we keep all the employees extremely happy, and that keeps them motivated, and they're stoked when we're like ready to roll out something new. So just kind of creating that environment has allowed us to definitely just open up and scale, where it might be a little bit more difficult for other people to do that.
Yeah, but, and you said a virtual team, correct? And about how many?
We have about like 20 to 28. I think about like 15 to 20 that are full time. That's awesome. And we have incentives for all of them. I mean, like you hit like for every something, that's an extra this amount of dollars, and we encourage them to all get together, and we'll help pay for them to get together and, go out and, meet and hang out. And we have, Slack channels dedicated to just funny memes, inspirations. And I mean, we want to make it as fun as you can for being online,
Yep. No, that's awesome. And I know, like I said, we touched on it last week, and you said that incentive gamify in a way, having fun with it. And that sounds super cool. And probably why you've successfully built such a big team, and also, of course, why the stores are doing well, when it's fun when they have something to reach for, and working together as a team, the funny memes channel, things like that to kind of lighten the mood.
Exactly.
That's the kind of things you have to come up with when you're working digitally and virtually, you're not in person. So it sounds like you guys have, but then again, another thing that's really cool though.
Yeah. And then again, they're starting, just focus on the one thing, the one store is, you don't want to spread yourself too thin.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I'm a big believer in the one store until
exactly.
Until you're made it, or you have a team in place.
Yeah, exactly. And like I was just saying, like we had like a serious, like just kind of like realization that if we want to successfully launch the sunglasses better and do it right, then we need to take a little bit of a step back.
Yeah, great example. You guys have a team in place. 2 of you guys running a team of 20 to 28 people. And last night you had the realization, hey, let's slow down a bit. So even with the team in place, doesn't mean we can, the wheels can still fall off.
Exactly.
Fast. So
exactly.
So they have a team of 28, 2 of them running it, and they're only doing 2 stores. I know people that have a team of 1 juggling 4 or 5 stores.
Yeah.
And
I don't know how they, I mean,
yeah,
exactly. And like a lot of people, that happens because they see like one shiny thing to another shiny thing, and they're just like, oh, I see some guy crushing it doing this, and I see another guy crushing it doing this. And you just, if you don't already have your brand that you're going for, then I would recommend with the general store to start, and then you kind of get the feel for things and not limit yourself right away, because who knows what you'll end up really having a passion for in the end.
Yeah.
Like our biggest market is like women's stuff, and I could tell you I did not anticipate I'd be so stoked to scale women's stores, like
Yeah.
6 months ago.
Yeah.
So, but then like I love hearing like with Andy, like what you have going on is really good with that health store. Like that sounds good. And if you're focused about it and you like it, I would stick with it before hopping into anything else.
Yeah, that's awesome advice. So yeah, Andy, listen up to that. I think it's 10 or 11 o'clock in London right now. He should still be up. I know he's a school teacher, although they're on summer break. But
Okay. Oh, it's his time to shine right now then.
yeah. Their summer breaks are a little bit different than ours. They're much, much shorter. It's not the 3 month. I think he said it's more like 3 weeks for whatever
No
reason.
way.
So yeah, it's not too much of a break. But yeah, it is time to like you said, time to shine.
Right.
All right, cool. I think I don't have anything else. I think we touched on everything. Actually, the employees and the benefit part, or that incentive part, I completely forgot about till you brought it up, and I think that's a really important part. And even if you have a team of one, he didn't start this 25-person team. I'm sure it started with 2 people, and then 4, and then 8, and 9, and then back to 7. And eventually got to 25. So don't think I think some people, I'll never have a team of 25. And I think you said you and Justin partnered up around Christmas of last year, right? So it's been 8, 9-ish months, right? I mean, it can go pretty quick, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. And I'm looking at real quick at Sean's store. He just sent it. He posted it in the group.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to refresh as much as possible to get the comments and
Trade Dynasty. So it's interesting. So he just kind of came up, I guess, with his own logo or his own kind of like, I guess, logo. And
I think it's like a skater / I think he's still on. He'll be able to skater / surfer. That demographic, I should say. That's the demographic to go after. I think Volcom was the big dog that he was kind of
like the inspiration.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah. So like just I make one of the designs for the brand. Oh, so he said he makes one of the designs for the brand.
Skaters and surfers. Okay.
Okay, great towards millers. Okay, yeah. So then, I would just make sure that's like so if that's the, if that's the design, you definitely want to go with like that, that Volcom looking symbol. Then I would just make sure it's as clean looking as possible and as like high def as possible, like when putting it on all your shirts, and then start getting it out into the hands of influencers. So people who are on Instagram and have are starting to build their skateboarding and surfing following, and getting it into their hands. Put a lookbook on here as one of your options so people can see what it looks like on people. But other than that, I mean, it's definitely, I could see it coming together. The blog will be good for this too. I see you kind of have that. And just make sure it's all congruent, like your colors are all congruent for your site. It doesn't hurt to pass it around to some friends and see what they think, or, but yeah, just make sure all your colors on your site are congruent with your brand and images and everything. And then for each shirt, make sure you just put a picture of somebody wearing it in there. I would also put Herify on. You don't have to. Depends on kind of like what you think about having a countdown timer. Some people think it's a little spammy, but we use it.
So you're saying even have the images of the influencers on the product page?
I would have at least one, but then also have a lookbook, and then put your Instagram on here. There's an app. I forget. There's tons of apps actually for it. I forget what they're called. And put your Instagram so when they're on your homepage, they can scroll down and see it. And then usually it'll also pull up when they're on a specific product. They can scroll down and see Instagram pictures of people wearing that product as well. And that always looks really good. And then I would just make like just try and make it look as good as possible. You know, like the product page, just make it look really neat and put some trust badges in there. That's definitely what I would do. And then again, just play around with the colors and make sure, you know, it's all congruent. But yeah, other than that, it's cool.
Yeah, okay, some good advice, Sean. Listen to him. I'm not even going to say it because my advice is, or I don't even have anything to add. I'm just going to say that listen to him over what I would give you, but I don't have much in the apparel business, much experience. But all right, I think let's see if anyone else has any questions. I can't think of anything else off my head.
If anyone has a store they want me to peek at, I can do that too. And then also I would use Custom Cat. It looks like you are maybe using Custom Cat.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to ask. What about what's your?
I like Custom Cat.
Okay.
I think they have a really wide variety of products. So for like shirts and stuff, if you have a shirt that's working really well, you can scale out by offering other shirts, like other like styles of the shirt with the same design on it. That's just like one good way. And then, like I said, Custom Cat is like a million different shirts you can use. And not even just shirts, products in general.
Okay.
And then, who is the other one that had really cheap shirts? If you reach out to Niraj Mahajan, I think that's his last name. He's a buddy of mine, and he has shirts for like $4.95, and they're good quality. I think the company he's working with is called I Am Printex.
Okay.
And they're cheap and they're affordable, good, same quality products for the most part. So I'd reach out to him.
Okay.
Because with print on demand, your margins are very small, very very small.
Okay. Yeah.
That's where like the funnel would definitely come into play.
Yeah, I'm hoping to. I'm going to get into it. It's actually it's the domain I'm using right now. It was a failed Shopify store a year and a half ago, and now it's going to be a podcast. But eventually, I'll have it's hopefully just be all organic traffic.
Okay.
So the margins, will work a little bit more in my favor. And then, of course, if there's a shirt that's winning, then throw some gas on the fire with some ads, but it'll kind of be more like a blog / podcast. Here's the store, type of thing. Probably really won't be running Facebook ads. It'll be basically shirts that like I did before, is shirts that I wanted that the market didn't want, and that's why it was a failed store. Basically, my design ideas, and when I ran ads, nobody bought them except myself.
Right. What was that again? I can't remember.
Never settle.
That's the
name of this whole Facebook group and everything. So I have this envision of how I turned a failed Shopify store
into a working one.
Well, into like a thriving podcast with a story.
Okay, so I like that.
Went in one direction and it kind of bombed in this direction, and then I went this way. But kind of the story of an entrepreneur, basically. You try this thing, it doesn't work, and you continue trying. So.
Right. That's kind of like you see like Gary Vee and Ty Lopez, and they're all like, putting out their own, their own slogan type thing with their own shirts. Like I forget what theirs are, but yeah, it's a little different, but essentially kind of doing your own thing that you enjoy at the end of the day, or you believe in.
Yeah. It'll be more of just like a side. Won't be like the main. It'll be like another income stream, I guess I should say, not like the main one.
Yeah.
One of the shirts that I did make, I don't have it near me. It's one of Gary Vee's quotes. It's kind of funny you said that. Legacy over currency, I think it is, and I had it made. And I was planning on sending it to him, kind of like the influencer thing, like you said, having him wear it, take the picture, because it's his quote, and then him saying, "We want to fly you out here." Of course, he's big ideas.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. That's true. It didn't happen because I never tried it. He didn't fly me out because I never sent him
Yeah.
the shirt. So who knows?
Right.
Maybe he would have liked it.
Right. Well,
But awesome,
yeah.
man. I think that's it. I don't see any more questions. And man, I appreciate
Cool.
um, gay blue and cold color site. No, this Howard guy, he threw me off track here. But by the way, Howard, Brandon's a Clemson fan, I believe, right, Brandon?
No, I went to USC for 2 years.
Oh, so you're not a Clemson fan. That's right. So you're South Carolina. No, just because Howard's a diehard Alabama fan, so I was giving him shit about
Okay.
championship game.
Okay.
But,
That's funny.
But all right, yeah, I don't think any other questions. Sean said thank you from me.
Yeah, for sure.
Everyone else in the group, I really appreciate it, man. Especially carving out a second time, and it appears we didn't have one technical mishap, but it wasn't.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, it was only down for a couple minutes, so
yeah.
I think everything else is good.
Cool, awesome. Well, yeah, and then if anyone wants to hit me up, feel free.
Cool. Yeah, guys, utilize that. I don't think he means being pen pals in that, but hit him up with a question or two. Not best of friends. Or constantly bugging him. I should respect his time. I guess I should say.
But I will be around. So yeah.
Cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate all the help. Appreciate the advice. Appreciate the time. Enjoy yourself and enjoy yourself out there in Charleston.
I will. All right. Take it easy, guys.
All right. Yeah, you too. Thanks, man.